I found most people don't know who they are. They really don't.
What do you mean? I mean, I know my name, I know my age, I know where I live.
Yeah, that's not
What
you,
else
though.
is there?
If you ask the average person who they are, they'll give you their name. They'll say, I'm Bob Proctor, but I'm not. Bob and Proctor are two words. My parents give them to me. They're called names, but it's not me. It's my name. Then somebody will say, well, this is me, but this isn't me either. It's my body. Like, you never phone down here to the studio and say, body won't be in today. It's sick.
Okay.
You know, we don't say am hand or am leg. It's my hand, my leg, my body, my name. Who am I? Well, that's an interesting question. Mm-hmm. And I believe if a person will start to study that and look for the answer, they'll find it. See, I think we live simultaneously on three planes of understanding. We're spiritual creatures, we have an intellect, and we live in physical bodies.
Okay.
But because we lack awareness or understanding of who we are, we're totally locked into a physical world, and we let things outside of us control us. 95% of the population are reacting to life. They're not really living.
Are you a ghost too?
Genesis chapter 25 and verse 25. And his verse came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. So this is just going into the birth of Esau and Jacob. They both came out the womb. They were fighting together in the womb of Rebekah. You know, Isaac was blind, and we already understand what had to be done in regards to the birthright, which was, you know, pretty much already determined. It was already predetermined. It was already supposed to be given to Jacob. But Jacob had to supplant. He had to live up to the name. He had to live up to the meaning of his name. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel. And his name was called Jacob, and Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. See, the hand on the heel is a signifier, as we all understand, or most of us should understand already. The hand on the hill just represents that understanding of how, you know, it would be a supplanting, as well as, you know, this attachment between Jacob and Esau, just when it comes to, you know, the duality and the dichotomy, especially in regards to what we see today between Jacob and Esau. So it was a signifier. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter and a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in the tents. And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. And Jacob saw pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. Now, we're not really going into like the description of Esau. We already understand it. We've gone over this. This is rudimentary. I just want to make a certain point about the supplanting aspect and how Jacob lived up to the meaning of his name. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. Even with the name Edom, Edom means red. So, This just further goes into the understanding of how, when it comes to the scriptures and antiquity, certain people's names actually lived up to what they are and who they were. So, even though you have, in this aspect where your actual name that you were born with in this society where it's on your birth certificate doesn't necessarily, live up to who you are. Certain people just give people names because it means something nice or whatever. Or it means he a king. But certain people don't really live up to that. And it's not to say that they aren't capable. I'm just saying, like, just in the reality of things, as how it's different between now and, the ancient times. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall this birthright do to me? And Jacob said, swear to me this day. And he swore unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils. And he did eat and drink and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright.